This time on Really Big Guy Tactical, a man eats a salad.
What's happening, everybody? Big John here, really big guy tactical, coming at you for Sunday's Q&A. I want to stop right here before we dive into anything else. I want to take some time to acknowledge some of the people who thought that I was in distress yesterday. The explanation for it, I literally, I came home. I stayed up until like I don't know, 9 in the morning or something like that, and really I went to sleep. Then I woke up again at about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so 9 to 6, and then the first thing I thought about was taking another nap. So um, actually, I was halfway done with that thought when I decided to take another nap and passed right out again. And then when I woke up again, I was like, "Oh no!" But I ultimately didn't. I just didn't wake up. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't feeling a need for food, any type of food. So I chugged some more water and asleep I went. Um, so I really appreciate you guys for thinking of me. Wanted to say Jeff Ernst, Panzerfaust 12345, Armin and Lex, David McChurchy, Dan Gallagher, Brendan L, Sir Benton 089, it's happening, Paula Q, Evan Bryan, and Vince Villela. Hopefully I did that right. I just want to say thank you guys for really coming out here and caring, enough. And everyone else too, when you guys comment, and being there for me. But I really wanted to, say, hey guys, thanks for saying, seeing what's up, what's happening. Obviously it was dark and everything like that. I just didn't turn on the lights, and I was just like, what's happening, bros and girls? I'm just chilling. So that's what I did. We got a salad today. Salad. Salad. I've decided that I'm probably going to start making stuff when I move into my new apartment, and that won't be until like May. So we're going to do this for a while, and hopefully it kind of, gets to a point where it's awesome. And then in May, um, the apartments that I'm looking at, they've got a bunch of units and stuff like that available. Fingers crossed they don't fill up too fast, and I can nab one because the kitchen in that area is like, A, it's perfectly lit, and B, I could already picture myself like it got like a kitchen island thing where the sink is, and then like directly behind it's like the stove, but there's like plenty of space. So there's, and it's just it's easy to maneuver around. Right now, my kitchen is I got my stove, and then directly across the aisle is like maybe it's the sink, and it's just the back and forth. And I know it's just chopping up salad and throwing it in a container and doing that, John. But I don't know. I just don't. I just don't feel good in my kitchen. That being said, let's pop open this puppy, this salad here. I got hit in the face. Because hopefully by then I'll be making, other stuff like chicken breast or, some steaks or pork chops or something like that, and really kind of getting into legit just meal type stuff. That's why I feel like I don't use my kitchen here because I don't know, I feel gross in it. It's not dirty and it's not gross. It's immaculately clean, and it's been like that for a long time. It's just, and it's not even the fact that I don't want to dirty anything either. It's just I don't know how to describe this, but it's like that one bathroom that you just won't use. And I'm not saying because it's dirty or anything like that. Like they could clean that thing 8 billion times. It's just that one. You just, and not a public bathroom either. It's just like I'm not. You keep that. That's how I feel about my kitchen in my own apartment. like I said, I pay for this place and I get to hang out on the weekends. So on the weekends when people are like, John, you want to go do something? I was like, yeah, look at my freaking investment. Can't even call it an investment because it's technically not mine. But yeah, rant over. Let's make this salad. All right. Boom. Added the ingredients. And I left my salad dressing at work again. So this goes in there. We're making the salad. I'm not just doing some weird stuff down below the camera here. So just, all right, there we go. Perfect. Metal fork. It's like the only good side is I get a metal fork. About eating salads at home. Salads at home with John. So yeah, again, super huge thanks. I really appreciate you guys for reaching out and asking if I'm okay. You guys do the same, for me too. And I mean, if you ever leave a comment that's kind of dark or ominous or something like that, I'm gonna comment on that or try and shoot you a message too. I do believe that people should be, if they don't sound like they're doing all right, chances are they're not. So take the time. I'd like to take the time and say if you guys ever need somebody to chat with or anything like that, hit me up in my email or on here, and we could, exchange some other information and go from there. If you need someone to chit chat with, being alone is never something that. Being alone with dark thoughts, I've been there before, and you shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to do that. And anything else too, I mean, if you, like I said, if you just need someone to talk to, I'm game for it. Let's do it, you and me. Okay, we have this chit chat. I'm a real enough person to where I can do that. Yeah, I can't do that with everybody. Well, I can. I'm gonna try. I'll do my best to do that. I say I can't do that with everybody, and then I say I can. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I can reach out to the people, the people who reach out to me, and are having some issues, and try and help them out. So same thing in the chat too. Like if you guys notice each other, and everything. There's plenty of people here who I know would, for a fact, probably comment on it and say, "Hey, bud, you doing all right?" So I like that this is really pulling some good people out of the woodworks. I never thought that would happen. You never think that would happen on the internet. You're like, the internet? Are you kidding? Go on the internet? Go on the internet and try and do something like this? You're joking, right? Because you're gonna get about 8 billion people on there, and I mean 8 billion people. I know there's only like 7 point something billion, but you're gonna get 8 billion people somehow, and they're all gonna be like, look at this bump on a log, or look at this fat person, or look at this, or the second someone's like, do this, and then someone below's like, you're not a dietitian. The other person's like, yeah, but I'm skinny and have been my whole life, and then they're like, blah 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 blah. You want to see that? Hop on Reddit. Hop on Reddit. Holy cow! Someone would be like, the sky's blue. Like, it's not blue. It's a tinge of blah 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 blah. Relax, man. Stars are light years away. No, they're not. Relax, man. Technically, the sun isn't that far. Anyways, so yes, very special thanks to you guys for reaching out to me and talk to me. Everybody, if you need someone to talk to me. Leave a message, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Nobody should be alone when they're going through something. You should always have somebody to talk to, and bounce something off of, or talk at. If there's one thing that I hope that these videos can accomplish, it's that if you're sitting in a room by yourself right now, thinking that you don't have any friends, I want you, if you're watching this or any of my videos, I want you to know that I'm your friend. I'll be your friend. I don't care. I'll be your friend. Me and you. Let's do this. We're gonna be friends. And you watch this, and just eat your salad, eat your meal, drink your drink, just chill. Doesn't matter to me. What's happening? Let's do that. Okay? Watch, if you're watching the videos, yeah, we'll do whatever. We go for walks. If you're watching on a mobile device, we can go anywhere. If you're watching me on your TV, that's awesome. Hopefully it's not too wide of a screen. If it is, I'll probably fill it out. It's happening. We're going to jump into some questions after I do what my contract says I'm supposed to do. Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't have a contract. Nope. Salads. Well, that's a big old piece. Kind of like these pieces. I like these pieces because they're like dense and I don't know, you get some good crunch out of them. I had a question asked about my money situation. How's that coming along? Amazing. I'm catching up. You know, for most people, I have 2 credit cards, and obviously I got my bank account. Catching up my credit cards. I don't rely on them. They're not like super crazy expensive ones either. They're like the beginning ones. They've asked me if I wanted to up my credit limit like 5 times, and I'm like, no, that's a bad idea. I just feel like the guy who's shoveling snow into the shopping cart, or the one dude who's shoveling the water further upstream. That's what it's like having a credit card. So I feel like I just put a base in my shopping cart, just kind of fill it up with some snow. So maybe I could do the sides here and then not have to use my credit cards ever, or at least actually use them for what they're for. Yes, and then I pay it off. Credit. That'll be good. But that's coming along great. I've caught up on some past bills and stuff like that since I've been doing this. That's a good feeling. Is when you know I don't have to worry about you, Bill, or you. I've actually put my electric bill on. I got tired of listening to them. I know I'm not here that often, so my electric bill tends to be like 20 to 40 bucks or something like that a month, because I don't use that much electricity. This is the most electricity I'm using, and to charge my phone. So, and a couple lights on in my room. Like I said, I barely hang out in my living room and stuff like that. My next apartment's going to be a little bit smaller, and I almost want to put a topper on my truck and just live in there. Like, why can't I do that? But that's frowned upon. And I would definitely park it down by the river so I could say that I live down by the river. Anyways. So yeah. Bills are being paid off and caught up on and not going to be late on. And that is just that feeling alone right there is incredible. Incredible. The another question I asked, favorite movie, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2002. So I'm going to go all time on this one. I will say the movie that struck me the most, and looking back on it, it's so poorly written and so kind of cringy to watch, but at the time it was like, whoa, was 1998's Godzilla with Matthew Broderick in it. I don't know. I know what you're thinking. that movie sucked. But what it would be to the 8-year-old me, that movie rocked because I was like, holy bananas, that's a Godzilla movie for me. Not the 1950s and 60s guy in a suit. That's a Godzilla for me. I was like, that Godzilla is cool. I had the toys. I had the hand puppet thing. I had the whole works. I don't know where that hand puppet went, but it was awesome. I think it got destroyed. Mainly because it had the little clicker on the inside so it could make the I was like, that Godzilla's for me. Um, but it was so poorly written and it was pretty cringy. It's pretty cringy to watch today. I still kind of feel like that's the Godzilla for me. I do like the 2014 Godzilla as well. I'm kind of a Godzilla monster movie type dude. But again, I feel it suffered in maybe not the writing stage, but they were trying too hard to go for the, and this is just my opinion, but trying too hard to go for like the humans. I know that most Godzilla movies and the Japanese versions and everything like that really had a kind of a human element to it, and then they had like Godzilla just kicking over stuff and running through the thing. They were like, "No, we have to stop the Godzilla." Oh no, that's me making fun of them, but I really shouldn't. But yeah, there's that, and I have a feeling that that's what they were trying to go for instead of really make it like in King Kong. I thought that in King Kong they did that story fairly well because you got to see the monster constantly. So they kind of learned from the 2014 Godzilla, and they said people want to see the monster. Godzilla, King Kong played that into that role. He said, "Hey, what are you doing here? Get out of here!" And then you got to see what he was doing in his kind of habitat thing. Whereas Godzilla, you were getting kind of that story where it's like, wait a second, I think he's here because we what we did with those other two in our nuclear program and stuff like that. But you didn't really get to see a whole bunch. Like Godzilla in Las Vegas, that would have been cool to see. Godzilla in Vegas or something like that. Um, just more Godzilla. I want to see more monster in my Godzilla movies. Um, other favorites too. I mean, if we're gonna jump out of it's so hard to pick just like what's your one favorite movie of all time. I couldn't tell you. We're gonna spend the next 45 minutes talking about movies. um, any Mel Brooks, almost any Mel Brooks, but actually just about all of Mel Brooks's movies. Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. Um, I like Spaceballs. Uh, I remember watching Spaceballs and going, "That's funny," and then my friend was like, "Wait till you see this one," and it was Blazing Saddles, and I was like, "This is hilarious." And because how they played onto everything, and they were just like, I'm not Blazing Saddles is extremely, obviously you watch the movie and everything like that. It's got a lot of race things in it, and I go, oh my god, that's so crazy hilarious. People are like, oh, John's racist. It's like, yeah, listen, I'm the furthest from it, the absolute furthest from it. My humor is the type of humor that kind of plays into a lot of the um, what do I want to say without how do I say this without making it sound like I'm supporting it or anything like that. Racism is wrong. However, if we come together as one persons and point out those qualities in everybody at the same time, white people, Asian people, black people, Hispanic people, European people, Australian people, all the people. If we can have fun and laugh at that, I think that's the perfect medicine for anything. For anything. Laughter is absolutely incredible at solving problems and solving issues. Feelings, when people, after the joke, when you directly take that joke and you 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 turn it into something horrible, that's when it's horrible. But the fact of the matter is that when they said the joke, it wasn't horrible. you took it and you made it horrible. So don't do that. And laugh more. And it'd be a better, I think it'd be a better world. Because, yeah, it just would be. Now, there are some jokes out there that people just say to really ignorant stuff. Anyway, I'm not defending that stuff. I hate those people. But I do like the Mel Brooks delivery of it. And it was just good. Young Frankenstein was another that was really good. I loved that movie. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And you know, another question was my hunger. How's the hunger doing? Hunger's doing all right. Like I said in a previous Q&A, when somebody asked, it was a different kind of hunger. It wasn't a I'm bored, let's eat type hunger when you're just sitting there like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, so I must be hungry. It's more of a, hey, it's time to eat. Because it is. And how am I feeling? I'm feeling awesome. Like I said, yesterday, it was kind of a meh day, but when I say meh day, um, I must have just had a dream or something like that about the actual size of existence and the universe and comparing scales and, you know, straight up Carl Sagan did and just zoomed out to 8 billion times outside the universe, the Milky Way galaxy and stuff, and to one of the black hole voids, and then just went like, wow, my life is really small. And then woke up like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the dream, but if I had to compare that feeling, it was that feeling. Um, and I just wasn't hungry. But other than that, I'm feeling awesome. I'm feeling good. Another question that I think is a good question, and great question actually. Let me knock some of this salad out so I don't feel bad. Is there something that I've always wanted to do that I couldn't do because of my size? When I was younger, I used to go horseback riding a lot. A lot. We lived near some horses. I used to ride the horses. When I was also younger, I want to say 10 or 12, I went to a YMCA ranch camp in Arizona. And they had horses there and go horseback riding. I love dealing with horses, draft horses especially, Percherons, Belgiums, just you name a draft horse. I love dealing with draft horses. Why? Because they're big, they're stocky, they're tough, they can pull a lot. They're awesome animals. I hope that someday that I can get an in with somebody or even get my own. I'd love to own a Percheron. I was really close to getting one time. Her name was Ethel. She had big lips. She could barely keep food in her mouth. She had such big lips. She was a great horse. But yeah, so horseback riding, or working with horses. I guess working with horses, I still could have done it, but if I get to a position where I can have one, I'd love to have a draft horse that I can ride. And the only thing special that I have to get is a special saddle for the horse because they're big and they're not normally ridden. Um, that traveling too. I mean, going places. I could drive wherever I want, but driving takes forever, and it cuts into the vacation time. Um, Traveling now is a whole heck of a lot easier if you're smaller. It just is. I think that I would have got I would get my passport a lot sooner, or would have gotten it a lot sooner had I been smaller. So I could take trips to all over the world, or at least to a couple of places. You hear about it, and ultimately, it seems out of reach. It really does, like to go on a vacation or to go somewhere or something like that. When you think about it, like a week somewhere else is. I mean, you pay the plane ticket, the round trip plane ticket. That's boom, that's paid for, bought and paid for. You just got to make sure that you're there to get on the plane, and you're there to get back on the plane when you got to come back. So you take care of that, and you can buy them months, weeks, almost sometimes a year in advance. Purchase that. You buy the plane ticket X day, and then you just put money away for it. Had I, been able to maintain a diet or something like that and been smaller, I think I would have gone to places like Italy or, you know, places in Europe. Um, I've always wanted to drive on the Autobahn in Germany. I think that I know people are like, oh, Autobahn in Germany. It's like, well, yeah. Not that I can stay in the right hand lane in whatever vehicle I'm going to be renting, but it'd be nice to take a supercar or a hypercar or something like that and just go to town. Um, that'd be cool. So, and experience that. Um, to Britain and everything like that. Most of those places, the really, when I say old places, I mean like it's got a lot of history in it. They're smaller. People back then, when they built stuff, they built it really for need, for necessity. And if they weren't, they built it to where they can get through. They weren't smaller. I mean, they weren't bigger, than that. That's how it was. Um, and it's really hard to do or like go see castles or anything like that because a lot of the entryways are big to get into the place, but then going into the other areas are a lot smaller, and it's a lot tougher to do that. Um, Old things also break, so when you're smaller and not as heavy, it's a little easier to get around. You feel a little bit safer doing it versus, am I going to break this? Or I probably shouldn't get on that. Um, Stuff like that. So traveling, the horse, you don't want to break the horse. I don't want to be the fat guy who got on the horse and the horse, because I'm sure I could have definitely ridden her, no problems. Um, or, ride a horse, a draft horse, and no, probably no problems. But at the same time, I still don't want to put that much stress on the horse. So, um, I know there's a math to do it. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Not to an animal. No. Um, so yeah, the traveling and the horse and the seeing the old things and really getting to it. You know, I could go boating and everything like that, but really getting up there and going out more, I think is another big thing too. When I say travel, I wouldn't mind traveling to someplace and then just going out to the middle of nowhere. And again, that's hard to do as a bigger guy. So yeah, I hope to do that someday. And one of the last questions that was asked was, before this all started, how much did I spend on food? A lot. An actual dollar amount could not be obtained. But I will say this: my trips to like Quick Trip and stuff like that would be numerous throughout the day, at least 2 to 3 times a day, um, each ranging between the 20. The most I've spent at a Quick Trip at one time was $60, and that was not getting fuel. That was getting food. So obviously things are more expensive inside of a gas station for convenience factor. So I wasn't really saving a whole bunch of money out. I don't want to say I wasn't getting a lot, but I was just getting crap, and that's not good. Um, but yeah, I mean that, and most of the fast food places like that, T-Bell and everything like that, I'd have no problems getting a taco 12 pack. So there's $13 or $15 wherever you're from. Crunchwrap Supreme is $3 or something like that. I get a few of those, and maybe a burrito or two, and so I'm walking away, $40 at Taco Bell, and again, it wasn't all the time either. Um, when I say all the time, I really mean it wasn't like during the day. I wouldn't sit there and have 3 meals. It'd be either like one or two, but they'd be like really big meals. Um, and this is helping me. Just I mean, I do this, the salads, the veggies, and the fruit. I eat the fruit when I'm working both jobs. I usually eat the fruit in the morning, and then I'll hit the veggies in the for noonish, 2 o'clock ish, the veggie tray or a salad, and then at nights I'll hit up the salad obviously, and throughout the day I just drink my gallon of water, drink my coffee in the morning, and I get one just before I go to my nighttime job. But you know, trying to work some more stuff and get those ideas down pat in the future, so that I can not only appease some people on here, but also, really appease myself too. I want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of my diet, and so far I think I am. So, I will say I've been slacking on my water consumption lately. Um, I think I held on to a gallon of water for 3 days and didn't drink enough of it. Um, so I gotta start really focusing on putting that down. Um, Not that I'm trying to put out a gallon of water a day, but it'd be nice. Um, so yeah. Well, I am glad that we did this Sunday Q&A. I'm glad that you guys are stopping in and seeing what's up, seeing the video and seeing that it's here. Again, I wanted to thank all those special people. Thank you for checking in with me, making sure I'm all right. I am all right. Nothing to fear here, but I'm glad that I have some people that I can turn to if I ever do get into that situation. So, I'm going to finish my salad and get this edited, mainly just the intro. I'd say so. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember, you can check out my Instagram. If you got any questions, you can email me. Right there or there, wherever I'm going to put it. Um, get at me. Ask some more of those awesome questions. I love the Sunday Q&As because I can just let it run. And I can just do this. And it's awesome. Yeah. With that being said, I love you guys. Again. And I'll see you tomorrow.